labels will sign artists to hoard them so that their competitors don't get them and can't compete with them or the artists that they have.
I want to just touch base on the curation that you do with the artist. All right, because you talked about a few artists that you've done some deals. Can you discuss how many artists that you have with STEM? And also versus how many employees are at STEM?
Yeah, so we don't look at that way. What we look at, because not all artists are active at the same time, right? And not all artists are exclusive to us. Actually, most artists are not. They're working with us on a project by project basis.
Okay.
What we look at instead is our capacity on a weekly basis based on the number of people that we have working. We want to make sure that we never have more than, at this point, based on our capacity, more than 20 releases in a given genre in a given month.
Oh, wow. In a given month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That is low capacity.
Very.
So when even on that Instagram thread, people were like, oh yeah, reveal your numbers. And I was like, it doesn't matter because we don't sign artists exclusively, right? Like it's not apples to apples.
Yeah.
We work with people on a project by project basis. So we care about how many projects we have that are active at a given point.
Mm-hmm.
That's the capacity we manage.
I want to go back to the simulator thing. And actually, how many employees are at STEM?
It's a good question. I don't know offhand.
Okay, good. Hey, CEO. I mean, it's a big company now at this point. Average?
I think somewhere between 50 and 60.
Okay. Could be more. Going back to the simulator. That was the question I wanted to ask. What the simulator was, and it just came back to me. Is this simulator available to artist managers or just clients that you serve in terms of the labels?
So it's available to the person who is using Tone to do the royalty accounting. So that could be the artist that has to account to other people. That could be the label that has to account to other people. So right now it's part of the onboarding flow. So if you're a label that is inputting all the contract information, you're going to be the one to play with it. But it's very easy for you to screenshot it or export it and send it out to someone else.
Amazing.
We probably should make it something that is on the website and available for anyone to use. We just haven't done that yet. But if there's enough interest in the comments of this section, maybe we will.
I'm sure there will be. I mean, I think it's a lot of information. And as long as you can distill it and just make it easy enough and for people to understand, people will use it.
Yeah.
And it also becomes a great marketing tool for STEM as well, I think.
Or Tone.
Sorry. Yes. Sorry, for Tone. What is the ideal situation for STEM to partner up with a artist manager or of that nature?
Yeah. What is the ideal situation? It's a good question. The hard thing about defining it is that there's no hard and fast rules because it's so contextual. And the thing that I keep telling my team is that if you don't have a point of view, don't sign it.
Okay.
So the ideal situation is a client, whether it's an artist or a new label venture, comes to us and says, this is what I want. This is the vision. Which if that's not there, there's not much you can do, for us at least, right? Then it's too early. Then it's like you need a manager, you need someone to help develop it. But as soon as they know, this is what I want, this is where I want to go, this is what success looks like for me in the next chapter, which chapter could be next 90 days for my release, next year, next 3 to 5 years, right? It all depends on how they're thinking about it. As long as they're clear on it and they can tell us what success looks like, then we can decide if we have a point of view. And point of view to us means, do we know how to advocate? Can we do a really good job at amplifying the message of the artist or this venture? Can we help attract people to it? And people could be editors, could be curators, could be influencers, could be other artists, collaborators, songwriters, producers. Can we help attract people to it? And do we have the capacity to service it at the time?
Mm-hmm. All right, everybody, we're going to take a little break because if you're listening and thinking, fuck, I could really use some guidance right now, and you're serious about building your career in the music industry, I'm now offering private strategy sessions. These are fully personalized, just you and me tackling whatever you need in your career. With over 16 years of experience working with artists, managers, and brands, I can help you map out your next moves. Now, whether that's structuring your team, scaling your brand, navigating the industry, even figuring out what steps to take, whether to go to a distributor or to a record label and figuring out what are the best deal points. I can help you with your career with where you're at. You can now book a one-on-one with me through my Calendly, and you can find the link in the description. Now let's get back to the pod. I know what the answer is, I feel like, but I feel like I got to ask it. But do you kind of have like a typical type of deal that you do? Is it distribution 15%, 20%?
Not at all anymore, honestly.
Okay.
I mean, that's the biggest reason we did this deal with Concord is because we realized that artists want different things at different stages and it'll change. And our biggest growth issue was that we weren't able to see them across the life cycle. We could only meet them at a certain point, which was when they were just starting. Because we had the startup capital, we had the startup platform, and the startup infrastructure. And what we were missing was the ability to double down when things were really working, because that's when someone else would come along and take them, whether that was like a Warner Records or an Interscope or a Sony or Independent or the Orchard or whoever, right?
Yeah.
Someone with deeper pockets and much more global reach.
Yes. But you've had the other way around too now. So artists are coming off of labels like Laney and then coming and working with STEM, right?
And that's because they know that they end up doing all the work themselves, right? They've had that experience and they realize they don't need it and they don't want it. And so they're a lot more understanding of the infrastructure that they need and the investment they require. And so we can meet them on that. Mm-hmm. But if you're a new artist and you're a hot deal and you're shopping for the biggest investment and the best check up front, we're not your home. We probably won't be today. We can get really close to it, but
let's make sense of that a little bit, because I think that you're talking about the biggest check. It's going for you. Independent artists, all of a sudden you have a bidding war. Those bidding wars aren't based on actual numbers. They get kind of out of whack in terms of the numbers that are being thrown at the artist.
Yeah, it's explosive, right? It's a venture capital bet again. And I think what most people don't realize about venture capital and about these deals is that it's a lot of money because either you work or you don't. And if you don't, you go away very quickly.
Okay, explain that.
So we're going to give you a shit ton of money. You either return it and you're doing great and you go to the moon and you return on behalf of the other 99 deals that we lost. Mm-hmm. Or you become one of those 99, but you stop wasting our time. And even though we made the investment, it's fine because someone else will recoup it, but we're going to shelve you.
Simple as that.
Either you go to the moon and you return, or you don't and you go away.
And why can you afford to give that type of capital as a major?
Why can you?
Yeah.
Because you have such a big float that you're sitting on with a catalog that's decades old that just kicks off returns because it keeps growing and it's steady income. Or because you're underwriting that risk as a portfolio, you're saying, hey, we're not going to, like every deal has a huge margin, right? So the cumulative margin, even if you go to zero, you're still returning something over some period of time.
And you're also taking the artist off the market as well. So
no one else can get them.
Yeah. So it becomes a market share game as well.
Totally. I mean, that's the unfortunate reality is that so many artists, the thing that like crushes me still, I mean, there's lots of things, but this one really does, is when an artist is like, I want to go here because they also work with these artists who I look up to and who I think I'm close to, so they know the playbook.
Yeah.
And my answer to them is no, babe, they're shelving you.
Ooh, interesting. Tell me more.
Because it's possible. I mean, there's books that expose these conversations now that happened like in the 90s or the 80s, and I don't think that this practice has gone away. Labels will sign artists to hoard them so that their competitors don't get them and can't compete with them or the artists that they have. Mm-hmm. It still happens.
Tell me about the deal that you did with Concord, because now you're over there, and that's a recent one. And I don't know if you really talked about it publicly much, but I'd love to know a little bit more why you did that.
Yeah, I think I talked about it a little bit earlier, but really the problem that we were solving was around our ability to grow with our artists and double down on them, and also be able to get competitive and sign the artists that wanted to work with us, that were either rolling off another distributor or a major label, but wanted more services and wanted more investment that would take longer to pay back than what we were capable of doing with our previous partners. And Concord was just really attractive to us in that there's a lot of values alignment between the businesses in terms of being really fair and flexible, right? Like if you look at the way they've done deals across catalogs and acquisitions, it's been that way.
Like what?
Just they're known, and the reputation is that they close. Like they don't fuck around. They don't waste time. If they're really interested in something, they'll pursue it and they'll put the best foot forward that they can. Mm-hmm. So the way they just like sort of move is great. The other thing is that they are really wanting to invest more in the frontline business because their history is really being part of a catalog acquiring business. And that was really exciting to us because we get to kind of help shape what that looks like in the future. And as an entrepreneur, I love that, right?
Yeah.
And then the last part of it is, I think one thing that makes STEM really unique is as a company, we speak 3 languages really well.
Okay.
We speak music, we speak tech, and we speak finance. And Concord speaks finance and music. And, we brought the tech, and they have a lot of sort of innovation aspirations and like want to be really tech forward, but they don't have like an in-house engineering team or anything like that. So it was really exciting that we got to go to a home that speaks a lot of the same languages, but we get to bring something in there to help innovate and drive what we think the future of music could look like.